Hey Ellie, how's it going?
Good, thanks, Hal. How are you?
Good, good, good. We thought it's about time we came into this channel and provided some more insight and some more knowledge and wisdom, sharing it with our group.
Totally. Yeah, life has been so busy that sometimes you just have to stop and think, hang on, what am I doing? And what did I used to do that I want to get back to doing?
Absolutely, and we love chatting. So, what a great forum for us, YouTube.
Exactly. To us, never.
No, never. That's right. So, what are we talking about today?
Compassion. Compassion is one of those things that, we have in our life, but we can always do with more.
Yeah, I think it's a really good topic because as we're going through this energetic shift, and it is challenging times, let's be honest. It is like we are riding this wave of life, and it's not easy every day getting up and putting a smile on your dial. And people are experiencing this shift in all different ways and reacting in all different ways. And I think compassion is something that helps us cross that bridge from the old way to the new way. And there's two aspects to that: compassion for ourselves and compassion for others.
For sure, because we, as they say, no man is an island, and we all have people in our lives, whether they're people who are close to us, whether they're people we don't want to be close to, or they're people that in our work life, wherever we are, there are other people there too. So compassion is something that we definitely need, as you say, both for ourselves and also for others.
So what is compassion? Compassion is the ability to recognize, I think that's a big one, recognize suffering in others or in ourselves and having that desire to alleviate that pain. And it involves that empathy and taking action to support or relieve the pain. So it's recognizing when people are, out of sorts, so to speak, and suffering.
And it's also recognizing when you're out of sorts
Oh,
and
yes.
not having to suffer, because there are ways that we can deal with compassion for ourselves that
Mm,
takes away that suffering. And
mm.
just in case people are wondering, we've actually done a session on this today with our weekly group. So if you'd like to be part of the weekly group where we talk about this sort of stuff, come and join us.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the aspects of compassion is compassion fatigue. So
Yeah.
because, we're talking about having compassion for ourselves and compassion for others, but something that you may not have heard of is compassion fatigue.
Yeah.
And what's that, Ellie?
So compassion fatigue is when we're so busy looking after other people that we drain ourselves of our own energy, our own emotional energy, our own physical energy. For a
Mm,
lot of people, it can be burnout, it can be physical burnout, emotional burnout, even mental burnout, right? Because we're so busy doing stuff for other people that we then don't have time for ourselves. We don't have time to stop and think
mm.
about, what do I need? What do I want? Because we're so busy looking after others. For
Yeah.
people who are empaths or people pleasers,
Yes.
that is definitely a trap.
And I like how you were talking about the mental fatigue because it's constantly in the back of your mind. I've got to do this for mum. I've got to pick that up for dad. I've got to go to the chemist and get this or that. And I think as parents, compassion fatigue, I see that often, particularly with parents of teenage or young adult kids,
Yeah.
because out driving in the car late at night, or just as they look mature, but they're still catching up. Do boys mature at like 25 or something?
Yeah. And some never do, right?
Yeah.
And my mum used to say that you think that when your kids turn adults that you can stop worrying about them. But in
Mm.
fact, she says then you worry even more, because when they're little, you can kind of wipe their nose, or, feed them, or put, heal their wounds by putting a band-aid on or whatever. But when they're older, that also takes an emotional toll on us, as well as you say, the physical toll if we're running around being mum's taxi. So it can be very, very, very draining physically, emotionally, mentally.
Yeah, and I see that in a lot of carers too, that caring for partners or family who have got an illness. And it's a lot, and it is exhausting, and always being there, being on call. I mean, with aging parents as well, that's another thing.
And I think this is the first generation where we've been caring both for our parents as well as our grandkids, because so many, boomers and even people younger than boomers who are grandparents are now looking after aging parents, elderly parents, as well as looking after grandkids while their kids go off to work, because the cost of living is so high, and most people now are people where both people in the house work. So you now have people who are out of the house. So the kids don't necessarily have mum and dad on hand, but they've got grandies happily to look after them. But what's it taking out of the grandparents?
Mm. Oh, absolutely. I think compassion in, as you say, in this day and age is something that we really need to step up into and be mindful of, because we don't know what other people are going through, but we can, that's when we can see their pain, we can pick it, and it's just being compassionate towards them. And what are some of the strategies that we use for helping us be more to navigate through compassion for others and for ourselves?
Well, we talked today about, being self-aware.
Yeah.
What are our own needs? So being self-aware about, how is this impacting me? What are
Mm.
my needs? Because you can't give, as we say, from an empty cup. So you
Yeah.
really have to make sure that your cup is full so you can give from that. And if you feel that you don't have that physical energy, well, you need to say, stop, I can't do this. It's
Yeah.
not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of responsibility and accountability. Because
Yeah.
if you fall over, then someone has to look after you, and that's not fair.
And one thing that you are always banging on about is about putting up some healthy boundaries and
For
just
sure.
saying, no, I can't actually do it. Or saying, yes, I do actually need some help. I mean, as well as boundaries to say no, I think saying yes is, lowering those boundaries to say, yes, I need some help.
Exactly. So asking for help is one of those things that people are not comfortable doing, right? And now that Brene Brown, God bless her, has made vulnerability sexy and fashionable, it's okay to say, I'm not coping. It's
Yeah.
okay to say I need help.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you're weak. It actually means you're strong
Yeah. It
that
is.
you can say I need help before it becomes a problem.
Mm, mm. Well, I mean, this is just a little snippet of what we were doing in our classes today. You got your hand up, Ellie. You in class.
No, no, I was actually just pushing stuff away from my face. Um, yeah, no, one of the things that we also talked about, I really want to mention here is codependency. So people who
Yeah.
are very empathetic and caring, quite often the people that they're caring for, you might be doing them a disservice. So instead of always rushing to help them and be a rescuer, give them that responsibility and autonomy to look after themselves as
Mm.
long as they can, right? Because the last thing you want to do is create a codependent relationship where they can't cope without you and you need them to depend on you so that you feel good about yourself. That
Mm.
is not compassion. That's codependency. That is really destructive for both parties.
Mm, that's a really good point. That is a good point. So compassion, I think it's something that we all need to step more into as we're going through these tough times. I mean, 2024 is not the easiest year in the cycle that we've had, is it? It's
Yeah,
just
for sure. That's
so
the other thing. 2024 has just been tearing along. And I said, I want September back. Somebody stole September. I want my money back. So that can be really stressful for a lot of people, right? So having some compassion about what we have or haven't done,
yeah,
because time is just moving so fast, is
yeah.
another really important aspect to be mindful of.
Yeah, just being gentle on yourself, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for
So, I
sure.
mean, look, there's 2.5 months left of this year, and let's have compassion on ourselves as we navigate through those times, hey?
And kindness is really the way for compassion, right? Be
Mm.
kind with others, be kind with yourself.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well,
Have a
thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll come back on more regularly, I think, Ali, and just with some more
yeah. We've
amazing
missed you. We
topics.
hope you've missed. Oh, that hand. I didn't see that.
That's okay. I just thought you were waving at me.
No, no. I've obviously pushed a button somewhere, and of course I was cheating and looking at some notes, so I didn't see the hand up.
All right. Well, everyone, come and join us on our Monday. What is it? Mindset
Motivation Monday in Australia
Motivation Monday. Yeah.
and set up Sunday in North America.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, and just like, comment, share. It's a really empowering group. So teamwork makes the dream work, doesn't it, Al?
Okay. And we also have a Facebook group you can come and join. It is a free Facebook group.
Yeah.
And there's a Facebook page where we do put things up as well. So come and join us.
EmpowerZen. We'll see you then.
Love it.
All
Well
right.
done.
See you. Thanks,
Bye,
Ali.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.